Welcome to Let's Cap. I am your host, Ronald, also known as Youcapper from Sportsmemo.com at @U_Capper on Twitter. I got my guy YBB Sports Data with me today, so we're going to get really nerdy with our SDQL today. We're going to break down the slate. I know he has a play. I got a play as well. We'll look at a couple other sort of leans that we want to kind of break down with you guys as well in the chat. If you guys are here watching on YouTube right now, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys also ask some questions. Ask questions, drop your plays. We're always loving to see what you guys got going on in the chat as well. It helps drive our conversation. And with that said, YBB, yesterday's slate. Well, actually, you weren't on the show yesterday, but we did pretty well yesterday. My top play hit. I got the Nets first half minus the 5, and the rest of the plays I went 2-2. So, as far as profit goes, I profited. I mean, 3-2 is not the best day, but as long as we're up on the day, that's all that matters to me. How was your day yesterday?
Hey man, 3-2, 60%. You keep doing that constantly. That's
Yeah,
money. Money is money at the end of the day. Yesterday was a
exactly.
2-1 day for me. I had the Atlanta Hawks and the Portland Trailblazers to go over the total, but I got over the initial total at 237 before Trae Young was listed out. So I lost some CLV, but when you lose 5 points of CLV, it seems to not matter in the NBA these days. It's just kind of, yeah, it's been wild.
We got Wham in the building as well.
What's
Wham
up,
joined us
Wham?
late here.
What's
He was
good,
like,
bro?
"Hey, I had a good time yesterday. Got some money, so he's
Come on,
coming back."
man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There's some games I don't need to. I need to figure it out with you guys. I'm like, man, I need to figure it out. Why we be in here too? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Let's try to
exactly.
figure
We
this
can get
out.
nerdy in here. Yeah, go ahead, YBB. Well, how else did it yesterday go?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I just appreciated the fact that Portland and Atlanta played up to tempo. They went over the total. It was sweat-free. They went over the initial total, sweat-free. Line moved down. Didn't matter. Let's see. That was the only one that I really remember. The one that made me a little bit upset was the Minnesota Timberwolves not beating the Kings. I
Yeah,
think the
that was
Kings have been just playing over their head, man. I just think that there's going to be a point where they experience that, similar chemistry issues as last season. There's going to be a regression point for them, but to determine when, who knows? But
yeah.
I thought it would be yesterday. I thought Minnesota was clicking, and they ended up losing. So yeah, that was frustrating. But overall, 2-1 day, not too bad. But yeah, I'm pretty low volume. Today's going to be another low volume day as well.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, obviously there's only 4 games. Wham, I know you were on the show yesterday. I think we
Right.
overall, I think we did pretty well on the show.
Right.
A lot of the angles that we talked about that we didn't end up taking either ended up hitting.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think we were looking at the board pretty well yesterday. Hopefully we can continue that today. How was your day overall in the NBA?
Yeah, I was 2-2. Luckily, I bet a little bit more on the secret play with Jeremy, man. You know, that kind of came out again, so that was cool. And then on official plays I tweeted out, I was 1-2, so it was all right. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool to go by, but looking forward today, man. That's why I came back, bro. I'm like, hey, man, we had a
gotta
good
talk it
show.
out. Yeah,
Gotta talk it
exactly.
out, bro. We gotta talk it out.
Exactly. All right. So we got 5 games on the board. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them, but we'll try to highlight the ones that we have a pretty decent look on. And the first one for me is this Miami Heat and Cleveland game. I'm gonna go ahead and start showing my screen here. Did you guys have any looks on this one?
I have this marked out as a red game for myself. Red games for me are games that I don't want anything to do with. I lean the Cavs, but yeah, no official play for me in this spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
How about you, Wham?
I like Darius Garland today, but he has 6 out of the last 8 games. But after that, it's like I don't want anything to do with this game, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
I'm here to get talked into some games too. You know, everything ain't a backwood.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Earlier the line moved up to 5.5, and then I think it moved back down to 4. Once they had Butler. I think probable, or actually, I think he might be in now.
Yeah, they got him and Vincent in now.
Yeah, him and Vincent in. Yeah, I think last night they were either questionable or doubtful or something. So the line moved towards Cleveland and then it's come back down a little bit. But let me see if I can talk you guys into it. So here are some of the angles that I looked at. Can you guys see the screen? Well, is that fine or is that big enough?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I got it.
So we got the team here. We got the Heat. Oops. We got the team equals Heat and we look at them as road dogs, right? 3-8 straight up, 5-6 ATS, 6-4-1 to the over. You can see that they're kind of like staggering the wins and losses here, so they're really not that consistent in this spot for the most part. But you can see that they're going over 5 straight in this situation. But if I dive a little bit deeper, and we look at more comparable totals, right? Because you can see some of these totals like lower in the lower end of below 225 basically is what that threshold was that I was looking at. So if I look at 225, we have a really low total today. Actually, it's like
it's 210, I think. Yeah.
yeah. So if we just filter in that area, we can see that they're 0-7 straight up, 2-5 ATS, 3-1 to the over. But these lower ones, you can see that they're kind of going under. It's like when they're facing these lower teams, these lower pace teams with pretty good defense. I think this one here, I think there were like injury issues if I was looking at it correctly yesterday, because this went under even with OT, right?
Okay.
Another thing to look at here, but most of the support is on the Cavs side. If you look at the Cavs at home, right, they're 21-5, 16-8-2 ATS. That's real profitable at home. If you dive deeper into it though, and say we're looking at them against conference opponents, this is where you see a bigger difference, right? 13-2 straight up, 10-3-2 ATS, 9-6 to the over. So some leaning towards the over, but for the most part, you're really supporting the Cavs here. Average margin around 9 points there as well. If you look at them at home versus teams that they already beat this season, 6-0 straight up, 4-1-1 ATS. Towards the under a little bit, but you can see that their average point scored is above what the closing total is here, right? Or not closing total, but around 210.5, 211. They're averaging around 223 for the most part. You do see some OTs in here that pushed it over, but it seems like to me, it seems like it could go either way as far as total. But everything is really supporting again more the Cavs side, and then I know the Cavs are coming off a 20-point win, right? And off a 20-point win, you would think maybe some sort of letdown, right? But if you look at them here, P margin greater than or equal to 20. So 20 plus wins. We're coming off a win of 20 points or more. 5-0 straight up, 4-0-1 against the spread. Average margin around 11 points. So for me, a lot of things, like I said, just pointing to the Cavs here for the most part, and I feel like they should be able to win by margin in this one. Even with Butler back, they have had some injury issues as of late, so maybe some chemistry issues when they getting inserted back into the lineup as well. Because Vincent is also a key player, I think, in my opinion. He was starting for a lot of the beginning part of the season, so that's the way that I could look, is really towards the Cavs here. Any thoughts on that?
Now, I kind of understand the look into the Cavaliers today. I mean, as far as the Heat, even if they do have those guys back, I mean, have they really been showing us that they're one of those top tier type teams? And I think the Cavs are getting all healthy at the right time here. So obviously getting Rubio back and Donovan coming back as well. So and I like Darius Garland off the rip, because he's been able to go over the 21.5 points 6 of the last 8 times. So I was thinking that direction, but you know, I'm still kind of scared of this game, just because I don't know if they are going to be able to click it as far as on the offensive side with the Heat. That's probably what their problem has been. So if you like the over here in this game, it kind of scares me a little bit more. But you know, I think the Cavs are definitely the better team. It's no question.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stay away from the total there. You can see the Miami Heat here for their last 5 have gone under, and you can see that it really is their offense that's been struggling there. So yeah, the only way that I could look is Cleveland there. Any last comments before we move on to the next one?
I have 0 comments on this game. I lean the under. I lean the Cavs, but yeah, it's just not a game that I want anything to do with. I think I don't like betting on sharp numbers, and I think that the numbers here are just they're just too sharp for myself. You know, where I see an edge, and
when you have these smaller slates, they are pretty. I mean,
I don't want to touch it. Good luck.
Let's move on to the next one here. Let's look at the Clippers Bulls. I know YBB, you have a look on this one. Go ahead and start your breakdown.
I actually sent you a couple SDQLs in the chat on this. This is my home dog ATR system. It is 7-35 against the Bulls actually in the spot. But what it states basically is a home dog who overperformed in their last previous matchup versus the game day opponent. So the Bulls fit that script. And as you can see, since 2013, these teams are 7-35 against the spread. So they're only covering 16.7% of the time. And you look at that run, it's 1-18, right? And I think since 2018, not too sure.
That is crazy.
Anyways, there's a nice run on it. It's basically what it is just an ATR system that I've kind of studied and noted. Teams that play that are taking more 3-point attempts than their opponent. These guys and the Clippers also, they're off a road loss as well. Which if you put an L next to that P, I'm sorry. Yeah, I gave you the wrong trend. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, that one's 7-35. I sent you another one as well. That's 9-0 ATS. That is in favor of the Clippers. That one's pretty simple. Basically, road teams that are coming off a double-digit loss, like the Clippers are, where they attempted 10 more field goals than their opponent. Since 2020, these teams are 9-0 ATS. So yeah, that's another reason that I really like the Clippers. I just haven't been that big of a Chicago fan all season. I mean, their highlight this season is beating the Celtics, 3 times? But they are so inconsistent. They're hard to watch. Yeah. And I think that there's going to be a point where the Clippers turn a corner and start clicking. And I think that this is a prime matchup for them to do so. So yeah, for all those reasons, I like the Clippers. I think that they should be favorites of around 7 points. So I see value in this number. So yeah, sign me up for the Clippers.
Yeah, you have any thoughts on this one, Wham, at all?
Man, he's talking me into it for sure. I was this was a backwood for me, but man, honestly, I love that Paul George and Kawhi are coming back. We know that when they're together, it's really good towards that. And then the trends alone, I mean, 9-0 ATS right there, that just makes the most sense, bro. Just to go ahead. And I've definitely made money with YBB once before, so it's definitely another good time to me to make some more money with my man.
Yeah, nerdy stuff. I got to go with Clippers, man.
I love it.
Let's look at Paul George and Kawhi in for the Clippers. All right, so Clippers this season with Paul George and Kawhi in, 14-7 straight up, 12-9 ATS, 12-9 to the over as well, averaging 114 a game, allowing 109. You can see that they're playing well right now. 5 straight wins with both of them in the lineup, 4 covers, 3 overs. That was actually the way that I was actually looking is to the over in this one. Did you guys think that this would go over?
I got another one for you, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
On that over spot. So the Clippers, they're actually a perfect 11-0 to the over on the road versus non-conference opponents who are off a game versus a conference opponent. And those spots, they're actually going over by 25.3 points per game. So we're seeing totals around 240 and greater. Yeah, I like the over. I don't understand the move to the under. I'm assuming that books are pricing the fact that Kawhi and PG are in for maybe defense. But I don't know, man. I like the over in the spot. I think it's going to go over the initial total too. But
I think so too. So we look at Clippers on the road, right? They're already 18-10 to the over, just in general, just on the road. I think you mentioned part of what I was looking at, but if you look at non-conference game, and 1 to the over, just them in non-conference games on the road. So when they travel to the East, they're struggling. And for the most part, I think not struggling. They're playing well offensively, but the straight up 5-6 is where I was saying that they were struggling. So they're not winning the games, but they are going over. They're doing their part offensively to get over the total. That would be the way that I look on this one. The Clippers Bulls over. What was the one that you said? You mentioned. I think there was one added piece to it that the opponent was coming off a non-conference game.
Coming off, I'm actually trying to pull it up for you right now. I just found the parameter, so I'm gonna send it to you in that group chat. You can share it. It's 17-5 to the over, but that's since the last season. So if you look at the last 11 games, which you can kind of filter out by the dates, it's 11-0. And yeah, that just sent right now.
Okay, got it. The Clippers on the road in a non-conference game where the opponent's previous game was a conference game, right? And then season greater than or equal to 2020. 17-5 and 2 to the over. I like it. And look at all these overs straight too. I like it. That's support on that right there. Clippers.
Look at those scores in the last 11. You got a 153-point performance.
That's crazy.
Going way the fuck over.
Yeah, I like this over. I like this over. Even more so now.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's go on to another one. Did you have anything on the Lakers Hornets or Lakers Knicks or Hornets Bucks?
I mean, I have the jersey on.
Yeah, I got I know. I see the jersey on over there. I lean the Lakers, to be honest. I like the Lakers in the spot, but more so, what I don't like is how the total kind of steamed down so much. So overnight, I got under 237. It's at 232 now, and it makes me kind of want to buy back on the over. Yeah. I'm seeing it 233, 234 kind of game.
Yeah. When you see those lines about 5 to 7 points, or 5 wild. Or more, I feel like for the most part, you'd want to go on the buyback at that point, right? I mean,
that's you kind of just want to buy back. I mean, like I said, this season in the NBA, CLV has been a scam. Like that. I mean, I know generally speaking, we preach get your closing line value, but man, it's just become bait at this point. Yeah. And I bit the bait. So the New York Knicks, they're actually 10-0 to the under as a home favorite of fewer than 6.5 points when they're coming off a road loss. And they're staying under by 16.5 points per game usually in those 10 occurrences. So I lean the under, but if you're telling me it's steamed down 5 points, I'm like, I don't know. Somebody knows something I don't. So maybe y'all can convince me on an over or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so that was actually the way that I was going. It's towards the Lakers and the over. I haven't got there to the window with it. But if you look at this, Lakers on the second leg of back-to-back games, 6-2 to the over. And if we say that they're on the road, it's 5-1 to the over, and they're going up by a huge margin. You can see that they're giving up a lot of points here. But let me show you why I like the Lakers here. The Lakers in road non-conference games, 6-6 straight up, 7-5 ATS, 8-4 to the over. But if you add that the total is, I'm not writing the word, equals is 230 or greater, they're 6-1 straight up, 7-0 ATS, 6-1 to the over. So that supports the over. Also supports them on this spot here as far as playing teams with a faster pace and less defense. Those are two things that pointed me to the Lakers and to the over. If you look on the Knicks side, and we just say that they're at home, right? They're 9-14-2 ATS. But if we say that they're facing a team with a losing record, they even struggle more in that spot. 2-7-1 ATS, 7-3 to the over.
Wow.
So a lot of things really, like I said, just pointing towards the Lakers and the over here. I do like the fact that the numbers come down to 232, because that gives us, I mean, if you like the over, obviously you're going to like that more, right? So I think there might be a period where that time where we should be able to buy back if you like the over. Now, obviously 5.5 points is a lot. Yeah, Lakers. I think what did the line open up at yesterday for the Lakers?
Yeah, opened at I believe 3.
3? 3. Okay, they have it at 1.5 here, but I thought I saw a little bit higher as well yesterday. Now it's at 1.5. I still like it. I feel like the Lakers should be able to win this one outright. I don't trust the Knicks at home. They're not consistent at home at all. Did you guys have any prop looks or anything else to add on this one?
Yeah, I'm on the Lakers, man. I took the Lakers money line plus 125 earlier this morning before the LeBron and AD news being announced in. And even before they announced that Scott Foster was coming in as well, number 48, shotgun shotty. LeBron, we know what he was doing, man. Doing a lot of crying, a lot of screaming about the calls, and then not getting those calls. Is the NBA trying to do a little bit of wooing here with LeBron and sending that boy shotgun shotty out there to usher him inside the Garden against a team that, we don't really trust too much. And then I love the stats as well with Lakers being I love the stats that you put out there as well with them being at home against sub 500 teams. So give me the Lakers here. I took a money line plus 125 right now. You at plus 105 or maybe even 101 or something like that. Maybe a pick 'em or whatever. But I like the Lakers money line to win today, man.
Yeah, I think if I was to choose a play, whether it's the side or the total, I would probably look towards the Lakers more than the total. Yeah, that's the way that I would go here. Oh, you know what? I got another thing that supports the Lakers here. Knicks versus teams on the second leg of back-to-back. 0-2 straight up, 0-2 ATS, 2-0 to the over. So that also supports the Lakers and the over there. If you guys like it. But obviously, this is just sharing information. If you guys don't have to bet it if you don't want to. But you can hear Wham. He took the money line there. I agree with him there.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably side with the Lakers as well.
You like it too, the Lakers?
I'm convinced. Yeah. You didn't convince me enough on the Cavs though in the first take.
hey, I tried. All right, let's go with this Hornets Bucks one here. Hornets Bucks. Did you guys have a take on this?
Yes, I got. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Wham. I want Wham.
I was gonna make it real quick and sweet, man. We see how serious the Bucks are playing. They've been taking everybody serious against a team that's been net rated bottom over the last 10 games. Just pretty much trash in the first half. In the Hornets, obviously having LaMelo back, the offense gets a little bit better. They were able to rally back in the last game in the second half. First half, they still were able to lose. They still lost the first half and didn't cover. So I think that trend continues here. I expect the Bucks to take this serious. I love them in the first half. Took them first quarter as well, -4. First half -6.5, if I'm not mistaken. And also took the -11 full game. I just think they're taking everybody serious here. Give me the Bucks, man. Trifecta.
Bucks trifecta. What do you think, Pat?
I just sent you another SDQL on the Bucks. Okay. This is one where I was kind of looking at the over, but man, another steam total. I hate these steam numbers. It opened up at I think 238. You're getting 244.5 now. I don't know if I can play it, but yeah, the Bucks have been particularly well in the spot. You can even take away the +7. And it's still 65-37 to the over since 2020. That's just
so. Those
are insane numbers.
Here, if you guys are watching here, what this says is since 2020, the season 2020, the Bucks are 65-37-4 to the over. If today's total is greater than the total of their last matchup. So I guess they're expecting more points basically. If the Bucks are expecting more points in this specific situation with the Bucks, more points happen. But if you say that, if he said +7, oops.
Well, I was looking at +5, but I just kept going up and seeing the percentages going up.
Gotcha. So if you say that it's more than 7 points greater than the last matchup, 31-11-1 to the over. That's 73.8% to the over.
This is what handicapping is about. This is where you find where the odds makers they supposed to put it higher, but they always don't.
Yeah, it's like all right, well,
of the times they forget to do it.
What this says is basically all right, so I think last matchup the Hornets did not have LaMelo and they smacked them, right? This time they have LaMelo, so they're adjusting that total even more. But obviously you can't adjust it like 10 points. Right, they're probably gonna. They need to balance out the betting, right, on the book side. So they gotta put it somewhere, and I think it's just gonna continue to go up. Because I don't even think it opened up at 244. I think it opened at 240.
Well, actually, it was at 238.5. And it got bet all the way up. Those are just numbers where I'm like, man, I missed the bait, and I don't even want to. I don't even want to bet it anymore. That CLV stuff, man, especially on these short slates, it bites you in the ass sometimes. So yeah, this has become a stay off game for me. If you ask me who I want to bet, I'm gonna bet the Bucks. I think it's as Jay would say, Smack City for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe this is a revenge game too. They lost against the Hornets. Last game, right?
Yeah, and then
so,
Bucks lost against the Hornets. Yeah, so I want to bring that up too. Actually, Wham, you want to add? Do you want to talk about your take on this game first?
Nah. I just believe that I just believe that they're just taking everyone serious since those guys
my bad.
came back. No, it's good. No, it's good, bro. But I really didn't even look into the last game having a revenge factor in there. But I agree with the offensive look, especially with the over, man. I think that over is a great look too. So LaMelo coming back is absolutely going to increase.
Do you guys know what the first quarter line is? It 4 or 4.5?
I got it at 4 about an hour ago, so I'm not sure what it is now.
Okay. Well, this is what I was looking at last night. So we look at Hornets as double-digit dogs. You can see that they have been covering it, right? But look at the 9-1 to the over there, and I think that obviously we missed a lot of the line value, right? Because we missed the 238 or whatever it was that opened. It might be tough to take the over now, but that's what was pointing in that direction last night. So that's for the over. But if you want to fade the Bucks, fade the Hornets here, if you look at them against teams that they already beat, teams that they beat in their most recent matchup in season, so like the opposite of revenge, basically, right? They won the most recent matchup, 0-4 straight up, 0-3-1 against the spread, and you can see that first quarter gap is 6.2. First half is about double. It is over double digit average. So I would think that if you like the Bucks here, it might be the first quarter, first half, and they just in case they chill in the second half. You know what I mean? Like you don't want this line is big enough for them to leave that back door open. So if you like them, I would say early would be best. First quarter, first half, and some other support here for the Bucks side.
Wow, it's pretty much telling you to fade the Hornets the next few games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you see the dates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
keep doing it. That's how I feel too. I feel the same way.
If the Bucks cover this is something that you can continue doing, and you just keep riding it. So the Bucks at home when the total is greater than 228. Some more support here for the Bucks. Also to the over. The average here is under the closing total tonight, though. So that's what's really iffy about it. Why I'm probably going to stay away from the total. But for the most part, they're covering in these spots. It's weird because I mean, I think some of these numbers here is a little bit skewed because of this right here. This is when they were down by like 40 points at half. I forgot what it was. So some of these numbers here are a little bit skewed based off like 1 off, 2 off games. But for the most part, they are covering in this situation here. And if we look at them as double-digit favorites, so they're 7-2 straight up, 4-5 ATS. But again, what we're looking at here is that first quarter, like early, right? The first quarter, first half. I think that's where we go with this one, just in case they let go in the second half and lose that full full game spread at 11, especially if it continues to go up, because there's a chance that it does, right? So if I play this game, it would be Bucks early, first quarter or first half. Did you have any props looks on this? I actually haven't been noticing how they've been doing or who's been picking up Bobby Portis's rebounds and points off the bench.
Giannis been going crazy with the points. I mean, he had 41 points, I believe, in the last game. So I know he probably is going to go right back to the 40+ range as well tonight. His prop is going to be at like 32.5 or something crazy around there.
One last thing here. I just looked at the threshold of total 232 or greater, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 ATS in all 5 games to the over. This one actually goes above that threshold. and none of these games were in OT, so they're putting up a lot of points in this spot with the high totals. I can only look towards the Bucks and the over. But again, that first quarter, first half, guys, I think that's the way to go in this one.
And shout out to Mitch. He said Connaughton's been taking those rebounds.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I was like, how's this guy got double-digit rebounds the other day? It was kind of crazy. Because I think I was trying to I think someone was on the Bucks, like PRA, or not Bucks, someone else's PRA. It might have been either Drew or Giannis, and all those rebounds didn't go their way. All right, so that's it on that game. Did you guys have a look on the last one? The Pelicans Denver?
So that's a scary game to get involved in, but yeah, I got a couple of takes. That's another number that I missed out on though, so I'm not touching it. Yeah, I lean the Pelicans, and I know it looks so easy to take the Nuggets. I know that they've been playing out of their mind, but we've talked about this. We got regression and we got positive regression. Yeah. I think that the Nuggets are headed in that the regression section. And yes, they are on they're on a 2-game losing streak, so that kind of leads people to believe that they're gonna win and cover this game outright. Last game was only decided by a bucket. Another thing that I've noticed is this team does not travel well, especially whenever they're traveling from the East Coast. The Denver Nuggets are actually 0-13 against the spread at home following a road game when facing an opponent off a game as a dog of at least 4 points. The Pelicans fit in that category, and who they also defeated in a previous matchup. So the Pelicans plus 7.5 in that spot, but now it's moved to 6.5. I'm not a fan of that current number. Again, I mean, the Nuggets could possibly blow them out. I don't know, but I just don't like the travel situation for them. They're also in a, this could be a look-ahead spot for them as well.
Yeah, that's what KC was saying.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, great point. I like that. But, yeah, I mean, I don't believe that a lot of people will be looking at the Pelican spot, and it kind of has me scratching my head as to why this number moved in the Pelicans' direction. But overall, in general, let me pull this trend up for you. This is my Mile High City fade angle. What it basically is Nuggets at home facing an opponent that they beat in a previous matchup and coming off a road game. Again, travel spot. Since 2020, they're 5-24 ATS. They've only covered 17.2% of the time in this spot. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This number is very telling, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the Pelicans.
Sorry, I'm looking at the Nuggets. That's why I was like, why can't I? Pelicans, right? Is that right? No, that's not it. Wait. I was trying to listen to your trend, but I couldn't get it.
Here, look. I got it in front of me. I just sent it in the group chat.
Okay.
And shout out to Mitch, man, giving us more information regarding the Connaughton there. But KC says the Nuggets may be looking ahead to the Warriors. I think you'd always think that, KC. Everyone's looking ahead to the Warriors.
There you go. Okay. So since 2020, coming off a road game, now they're at home and they're off a win, not a lot. Okay, gotcha. So now, and then their previous matchup, they won. Gotcha.
So, and this is like a simple SDQL. You can refine this too. That's how I got the 0-13 spot. But I want to also say that you can make arguments for Denver. Yeah, they look great. They've looked great, not recently, like in the past 2 games, but I mean, they've been killing it. And the Pelicans, they're missing BI right now, and it's showing. So, yeah, I mean, I do think that you can make an argument for Denver. Again, this is a spot where I miss CLV. Yeah. I don't know that I'm going to touch it. If it goes back up to 7, I might entertain it for less than a unit. But overall, I got to be smart with the whole CLV decisions. I see a whole bunch on the slate today that I missed out on. So, yeah, with all that being said, probably won't touch it. But I still lean Pelicans.
You said BI was questionable, or is he out? Is BI out?
I think BI is in. I didn't see him on the list.
I know Zion.
Oh, he's in?
Zion's out.
Yeah, Zion.
Is that why? I wonder if that's why the number moved.
It could be because he didn't play the last game, right?
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure he missed the last game. Real quick, he dropped this trend in the chat here to support the. Wait, that's not it. There you go. To support the Bucks here, if you guys like the Bucks as well. This also does support that first quarter, first half. So this says since 2015, teams with a winning percentage of greater than 64% and are double-digit favorites, and they're coming off a revenge game of a 20-point loss. So avenging a 20-point loss.
Right.
13-4 straight up, 13-4 ATS, 11-6 with over. Yeah, I think I might get there with the Bucks first quarter, first half. A lot of things are pointing in that direction.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention our guy Joey. You know, big Bucks fan. He always on the bus
Yeah.
when he's on them. They always win. He's winning pretty good, and he's on them trifecta today as well. So got a lot of guys on the Bucks in our chat.
Yeah. Real quick too, like going back to this Pelicans Nuggets game, I can see where you're coming from, YBB. This is what I looked at yesterday. That was actually the opposite way. So fading the Pelicans. So we look at season equals 2022 and team equals Pelicans, and they're just a road dog. 4-11 straight up, 5-10 ATS, 11-4 to the over. If we say that the total is greater than 227, 3-6 ATS, but more so that over look right here, averaging about 238. And the total tonight is 230. Is it still 231? They move a lot. 231, 231 and a half. It's actually going back up, huh? It went down, now it's going back up, I think. But then the other part is the Pelicans on the road versus teams with a winning record. This is where what pointed me. Because I was looking like I was like with you, right? I know that the Nuggets don't travel well. We talked about this on the show, but when I looked at this yesterday, this is what talked me off of fading the Nuggets in that spot and more fading the Pelicans. But this is Pelicans on the road against teams with a winning record, 0-12 straight up, 1-11 ATS. Again, a little nudge to the over as well. 9-3.
Jesus. All right, and so for those reasons, I'm out.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, obviously, we can always pick up trends to point in direct us in a specific way, and also the opposite way. But this is why Let's Cap is fun, is because we can take these angles and talk about it, and not not really we won't bitch about it or anything. Like, we're learning as we go. You know what I mean? Like, someone else would have saw this and be like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna take the Pelicans anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But we trust each other. We trust each other's thoughts and process. So and that's why I like where the show has gone as far as, like, when I started to where we are now, is I think we've gained a lot of trust from not just everyone that comes into the panel as analysts, but the viewers, the chat. We there's guys in the chat that drops trends and plays and all the time, and we trust those guys now too, right? Except for when Gab thought today was Monday. That was the only part that we didn't trust him. But yeah, that's the way that I could look. And this one is it was really towards the Nuggets here. But again, I still can't support them when they're on that travel spot. So to me, I'm off this one. Maybe a slight look towards the over here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna be off the game. I like to study trends for just documentation purposes, but that doesn't mean I want to play every single trend.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that I really like today is the Clippers. I like the Clippers against the spread.
Yeah, I think actually, let's just get into that real quick. Did you have any last words on this one, Wham?
Nah, it's crickets, bro. Crickets.
Oh damn! Hey, I need that. Where'd you get that at?
Oh, this is my Rodecaster. I got a Rodecaster Pro 2, bro.
That's dope. All right, well, let's go to recap here. I'll drop the screen. Recap here. I'll go first. I did take the Cavs here. I like them in this spot today. I'm gonna look towards the Clippers Bulls over, the Lakers, and then I think I'm gonna take the Bucks early, either first quarter or first half. I think that but so far I've only locked in the Cavs. All those other ones, I gotta look deeper into it. I YB, you go next. I got a cough.
All right. Yep. My next my spot is the Clippers. I like the Clippers. I gave you that home dog assist to turnover ratio study. It is 1 in 18 against the spread in the last couple of seasons. So yeah, it's on a really nice hot run right now. Not only that, but I got a 9-0 spot that supports the Clippers. So yeah, with those two trends combined, I think my best spot or your best bet will be Clippers. I like the Clippers in the spot.
Love it. All right, wham.
Yeah, I like the Clippers there too. I think that's going to be the addition I make after this show. But yeah, it's trifecta spot with the Bucks, man. I think they take it serious. Again, bottom net rating, worst net rating in the last 10 games in the first half as far as the Hornets. And then also we're gonna take the Lakers, man. They don't bring out Scotty Foster for no reason, man. I think LeBron and the boys pull it off and win the money line, man. Win it outright in the Garden. So let's get the Lakers in there.
All right, that's it. YBB, I know we before the show we talked about you having a hot take. This is Let's Cap. It's not only an NBA show. I mean, like when MLB starts, we'll do MLB and all that stuff. But YBB is one of the top, to me, one of the top UFC cappers, MMA cappers out there. So, and we also do a show. It is weekly. We didn't do one last week because there was no UFC, but this week we'll have another one with myself, YBB, and Harry Mack. YBB, what is your hot take on the next one?
I'm just gonna drop it now. This is it was supposed to be an Asian card, so the time zones on this, the time that this card starts, most of us are already going to be asleep. This is not for American viewership, actually. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but if you're planning to stay awake at 4 a.m. to watch Derek Lewis get knocked out, I mean, then you're in the right area. But I'll probably be asleep by the time the main card starts. I targeted another fight on this card. I like Ji-Yeon Kim to get a knockout at plus 450. Mandy Bohm is a German fighter with very low IQ. Striking and grappling. Ji-Yeon Kim, she's not the best. So when you see the price tag minus 200 next to her name, it becomes a little scary to back her. She is a striker, however, who's trained at Syndicate. She's been working on her striking. She throws a lot of volume. She can wrestle. And I just think that this is a prime spot for her to get a finish. If you're giving me plus 450 on a girl who has been finished before and on the regional scene, then yeah, I mean, I think that there's value on that plus 450 number. I think it'll get bet down as well. I know that Ji-Yeon Kim is a decision fighter usually, but before she was at Syndicate, she was training at little family gyms. So I just like the experience for her. I like the camp change, and not only that, she's on a 4-fight losing streak in the UFC, and this is a spot where you're going to get your walking papers unless you make a statement. So you're giving me plus 450 on the better fighter to make a statement. Sign me up. That's my hot take of the week.
Love it. Plus 450 on the KO. I like it. If I hear you guys talk Asian MMA, you got
bro, it's wild. Like every single fight, I believe, except for the main event.
Yeah, it is every single fight is Asian people. I think that's like you said though. I think that's why they made it that late, because I think it's daytime in Asia, like in their area. So it makes sense for the viewers out in Asia, but not here.
I love it. The way he said it was hilarious though. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, well that is it for the show, guys. Obviously, thank you to YBB, thank you to Wham for popping in here. We went through the NBA slate. We even dropped YBB even dropped a UFC hot take as well. With that said, man, this is the end of the show. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you go. And those listening on podcast form as well, make sure you leave that 5-star review. It's all about the information that we give out, and hopefully that helped you guys all out. Always got to end with this, guys. Whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you guys to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time. Peace.
Later.